I was reading Jeremiah 52 and I came across verse 20. It talks about all the bronze and the gold items taken from the temple, the very things that Solomon had crafted for the house of God. And when I read these scriptures, it brought to mind Solomon when he was in his youth. The Solomon who was dedicated to building a magnificent temple as an honor to God. The Solomon who at that time was walking upright before God and set his heart on serving the Lord. And this was many, many years before the fall of Jerusalem, centuries before Israel would lose everything. Yet, as we know, Solomon's story didn't end with that dedication. Over time, he allowed the very thing God had warned him against, foreign wives who would turn his heart away from God. He set up altars and places of worship for idols in the land that was supposed to be God's alone. Who knows, maybe in Solomon's mind, it was all strategic. Alliances to keep peace with neighboring nations. But God had said plainly, do not do this. God, the ultimate Lord and protector, didn't need Solomon to make worldly alliances or compromise his commands to ensure peace. But by marrying foreign wives and permitting idol worship in Israel, Solomon brought pollution into the land and into the very heart of Israel's worship. As king, Solomon was the model, the leader, the one who set the tone for the nation. His actions flowed down to the people. He became a reflection of what Israel would become, compromised, turning away from God. It started with him way back then. Small choices that seemed logical, even necessary by the world's standards. Yet, it was these choices that eventually led to Israel's downfall, setting in motion a series of events that culminated in Jeremiah's day, when Babylon came and ravished the land and took Israel into exile. If Solomon had known what would come generations later, if he could have looked ahead and seen that his choices would one day lead to the land being lost, the people scattered, the temple desecrated, would he have made the same decisions? Would he have compromised? It's a question that haunts me because it's not just about Solomon, it's about us. The choices we make today, the ones we think are small, the compromises we think are harmless. If we could see the ripple effect, generations down the line, would we still make them? God gives us these stories for our learning, to remind us that living in compromise has real consequences. Sometimes consequences we may not see in our lifetime, but that may impact those who come after us. And this is wisdom. It calls us to live with this in mind, to make choices that honor God now, even if we don't see an immediate reward. To say, I won't do this, not because of what it may cost me, but because of what it may cost those that follow after me. But as I read these scriptures, I know it's easy to think like this in the quietness of my study and meditations, to reflect on these truths. The real question is, will I remember? When I get up from here, when I go about my day, will I remember this cautionary tale? God, Help me to remember to live consciously and to make choices that align with your heart. Let me live with a mind fixed on you so that my life today honors not only you, but those who will follow long after I'm gone.